video on stuff to talk about, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom first, and then I'm gonna run out here. Let's make that video. All gas, no brakes, right? And sometime in the process of going to the bathroom, I totally forgot what I was gonna talk about. So, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is on, if you're wondering. If you haven't seen that show, I highly recommend it. It's very good. I don't think it's my favorite show. Parks and Rec, I think, is better, and 30 Rock, I think, is better than both. And then I would put Brooklyn Nine-Nine and then The Office below Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think that's how I'd rate them, with the exception of the last season of Parks and Rec. I don't think it's any good. I think it's bad, with the exception of the last episode, which I think does a very good job of wrapping it all up. So, but 30 Rock is the GOAT. It is the best. Also, I recently started watching a show called Tom Lasso. That is, so far, I'm like 2-3 episodes in. Excellent. Highly recommend. Go watch it. Turn me off. Go watch that instead. Actually, don't, because if you use these videos to fall asleep, don't fall asleep to that show, because it's good. You need to watch the whole show, because it's great. It's amazing. It's very wholesome. Very funny. I like it a lot. I've also kind of been watching BoJack Horseman. I had never seen it, so I started watching it recently. I'm still in the first season. I've been doing better about. I've been trying not to binge watch. Have something to look forward to. Just watch one episode a day, and then bounce back and forth with three or four shows. And I also want to watch The Good Place. I hear that's really good, and I hear Schitt's Creek is also good as well. But I haven't seen it either The Good Place or Schitt's Creek, so I'm excited to go watch those, because I think The Good Place is over, and I think it was done by the same guy who did Parks and Rec and The Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Michael Schur, I think is his name. So there's that. As far as like drama goes, I kind of want to watch The Sopranos. I don't feel like I've watched bits and pieces of it over the years, but I've never like sat down and like watched it. And I also want to watch Breaking Bad again, because I still think that was probably the best dramatic TV show of all time that I can think of. I can't think of a better one. So there's that. A lot of people talk about Twin Peaks. I watched the first episode and I just like couldn't get into it, which is kind of how I feel about a lot of David Lynch things. I feel like it's just like too smart for me, and it just like it all goes over my head. I'm just like, I don't understand what I'm watching, but I'm not like, it's so far over my head that like I don't even like be like, I could probably figure it out. Like I should keep watching, because I'm just lost. It's not fun. I'm just like, I don't get any of those. So that's why. But I do like David Lynch's talks on creativity. I think he's a very smart human, and I have a lot of respect for him. So there's that. Watch him talk about stuff. He's super smart, or maybe just making it all up, but I think he's smart. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I guess we're talking about TV today. I guess that's where we're going, which is interesting because I don't technically have a TV. I have a theater display. Where's it at? There it is. This is technically. I bought it at Costco, and it was huge. It's I don't know if it's like 60 or 70 inches, something like that. But it was only like $700 or $800, and the reason why is because it's called a theatrical display, or a theater display, I think, which is like, I guess, legally different than a television, because you can't put TV on this. Like, you can't get TV on it at all. It's like a smart TV thing. But I don't know, or maybe that's just marketing buzzwords. But there's like no coax, like there's no cable input, and maybe they just don't make TVs with cable inputs anymore. I don't know. So that's where we're at. Also, this is one of my new plants. The leaves are all sticking up, which before they were like out a little bit, so I think maybe he needs some more sunlight. It's kind of cool, kind of neat. I don't know how much it costs. He costs $20, so I hope I don't kill it, because I don't want to have wasted $20. And I got a bunch more plants right behind the camera. I like them. But I think, if you want my recommendation for a plant, if you want to be a plant person, this is the kind of plant you want. Because I've had this one for like over a year now, and I don't take particularly good care of it, and it's still just thriving along. It doesn't care. It's just here. It's just hanging out. It's just along for the ride. So if I had in hindsight, I went with a friend, and she helped me pick out some plants, and we got like a variety, and the new variety are not doing super hot compared to the old variety. So I'm kind of like, next time I'm just gonna buy a bunch of the ones that I know I can't kill, because I don't want to waste money on plants, and then kill them. Because what usually happens is it only happened once so far. But I bought a plant, it started dying, so I gave it to somebody else, and I was like, please save this, and you can have it. But it's still, like a waste of like $10-15 to like buy a plant and then give it to somebody like a month later. So maybe I just need to do some more learning about plants and how to take care of them, and then make a spreadsheet. I like spreadsheets, so that could be a fun weekend activity. Although I do have a lot of editing to catch up on, so this video's gonna be a little shorter because I do need to get back to work. Because I gotta edit 3 photo shoots and 1 video shoot, and I'm shooting all day tomorrow. And I have the weekend off, so I'm just gonna like snort energy drinks, I guess, and just see how much I can get done. I guess the 3 photo shoots, it's only like 1,000 photos, so it's really not that bad. And then the video's like almost done. I just need to like put some B-roll on it. And then I gotta do 2 other like short videos, which does probably take like an hour each, but it's still just like a lot of little projects, and like you see the list, and as the list gets like more numbers, you're like, ugh. And then also I'm trying to, all gas, no breaks YouTube, and trying to put out at least 1 video a day, but I have, 5 YouTube channels, and even though 2 of them aren't really active right now, but I wanna be putting out 3 to 4 videos a day to hit. I think I still might be able to hit my goal, which was 500 videos this year, which is a lot, but I also was going to count some other videos that I was making, but then that video series didn't end up happening, so I think that's part of it. And then also they were just this year has been rough, so like the urge to be creative like hasn't really been there. But this year of my life, my 34th year, started back at the end of August. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'll be making stuff. So once this year finishes, I think my 2021 goals, I'm still like deciding them in my head, but I'm gonna, I know one. So in the past I've done like number of photos I've taken, and the recent one is like number of YouTube videos, which I think YouTube videos will still be on there, but it's gonna be a lot lower than 500, because I think that encourages like shovelware, for lack of a better term. I don't know if you know what shovelware is, but it's like really crappy games that are just kind of like scooped out just to get numbers, and it's kind of like, but all at the same time I feel like YouTube is kind of a numbers game at times, because like sometimes you can release something and you're like, that's not gonna do well, and then it ends up being like your best video. Like my best video on this channel is like a video of my ex-girlfriend's cat drinking milk, and it's like a minute long, and it has like 40,000 views, and that's the top video on this channel. So it's like sometimes you don't know what's gonna hit, even though 40,000 views isn't really like as a hit, but it's more than like 99% of my other videos get by like a long shot. So maybe I just need to get a cat, make cat ASMR. Save a cat. I thought I said I would never live with a cat again, because while I liked the cats that my ex-girlfriend had, they were a hassle. One of them just took the smelliest dumps ever, and the other one was very cute, but like she just knew when like you were frustrated and like was like, watch me be annoying. You were just like, Gizmo, go away. And she would always like, she was definitely one of those cats that was like, no closed doors. Like if any door was closed, she needed to be in wherever it was, and you just paw at the door until you let her in. And then she would just and she would always try to steal your food. She was a food thief. Which the dog is actually not. The dog is very good. You can leave food out, and you can just be like, don't touch that. And I'll just be like, please. And you go, nope. And he'll just sit and look at it and be like, can I have the food? And you're just like, no. And then you give him a piece because he was good, because he didn't steal it. Not Gizmo. She'd get up. She would jump. If you had a plate with a sandwich on it, she would jump on your shoulder and then climb down to the plate. And you're like, cat, get over. Throw her on the beanbag chair. So, animals. Anyway, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I think I can still. It's like, how many days left in the year? Let's find out. There is 84 days left in the year. 2 months, 23 days, 2 hours, 16 minutes as of this right now. So, 84 videos times 3 or 4. It would have to be more like 4 to get to the. Or wait, no, I need 300. Yeah, so it would need to be like 3.5 videos a day, something like that, to get to 500 videos. But one of my YouTube channels is like a hockey channel. But obviously I'm not playing hockey right now. So I was thinking about doing like stick handling drills and doing something I call like a stick handling library, where it's like just a bunch of different drills. So, I've already written, I have a notebook. I think I have like 25 or 30 drills. So it's like if I spend a weekend just filming those, like here's 25 videos in 2 days, like bam. And then I have a friend who's a personal trainer. If I can talk him into like filming some videos with me, I can show him doing some demonstrations of like good drills for hockey players, and then that's another 10 or 15 easy. So in a single weekend I could totally knock out 50 videos probably, if I was really going for it. And I've also thought about maybe doing like an ASMR marathon, but also I feel like I don't want to just burn people out and be like, look at all these videos, and then just crap out like 200 videos. Because I just have this box of like ideas for ASMR, and I'm like, I want to start decluttering my apartment, and that box is part of it. So it would require me to film a bunch of those videos. Although I guess I could release them, 1 or 2 a day, and just schedule them out way in advance. So that's something I could do. But anyway, those are just some random thoughts I had. We're talking about TV, and now we're talking about goals. Oh, but so back to 2021 goals. So I know I'm gonna have. I want to try something. Something I started this year by accident almost. Was something I call a cluster goal, where it's like 3 sub goals that combine. So it's like, what is your end goal? And for this, it was hockey. So I was like, I want to be a better hockey player. So it was like off ice practice, the number of pucks I shot off ice again, and then number of times getting on the ice, and then those 3 goals can shield into 1 goal. So it's like, if I didn't hit the number of off ice hours, but I got on the ice more, then you could still get 100% on the goal. So I'm gonna try some more of those, and just try to like clump in, like for health. I want to do. One goal that I've always wanted to do, but I think would be impractical, is a weight training kind of goal, but it's just like pounds moved, and I think it would just be so hard to track it. And I don't even know what the number should be, because like there's a lot of like weightlifters that will record their workouts, or they'll record their like strength as a score based on like these 5 or 6 lifts, or maybe 8 lifts. They're like the Olympic lifts. And so like you add up that score, and whatever you get is like the number of pounds in each different lift adds together. That's your score, and then they're just trying to increase that score. So, but some people do their workouts like that. So they're like, okay, if I do 10 bicep curls at 10 pounds, that's 100. You've moved 100 pounds of weight. So, but I think I'm like thinking like, okay, well, it would have to be like in the millions, probably, because like if I do kettlebells, if I do swings, I'm using like a 50-pound weight, and I'll do, 50 to 100 swings. Like, that's 5,000 pounds right there. So, like, and that's just one exercise. And, you do squats, you do presses, you do cleans. What a clean and press, is a clean and press, does that count as 1 rep or 2 reps? Because technically you did a clean and a press, so theoretically it should be a clean and press with 50 pounds would be 100 pounds of movement. Or is it 50? Because it's a clean and press is, so it's just like, you start to get into these like little rule sets, and then that makes the goal so spaghetti and hairy that I don't really want to deal with it. So that's why I like riding a bike for a set number of miles makes a lot more sense. And that's been a recurring goal for me that I've never hit. I've always wanted to do 1,000 miles. And right now I'm at 200, so a little dicey on that one. But I think I might be able to hit that one too if my foot heals in time. Because then what is it? It's like 20-mile rides 50 times. Not even, because I've already got, 200 miles in, so 40 times 200. Wait, 40 times 20, yeah. So 40 days, 20 miles a day, which that takes me like 2 hours. Like, and I just watch a movie while I'm riding my bike, and that's it, done. And I'm watching a lot of movies, so. And watching movies will be a big one, but I think one of my bigger goals next year is going to be number of shoots for an end client. That's how I'm going to define it, and what that would mean is not necessarily getting paid to do shoots, but an end client has to be someone other than me, so YouTube videos wouldn't count, even though, they're kind of shoots, but like with these ASMR ramble videos, I just sit down and hit record and start talking, so not a lot of like pre-production thought goes into it. There's really not a lot of editing. There's no editing really. I just chop off the beginning and the end and do a crossfade. That's it. But so number of shoots. So I'm trying to think of like, I gotta do like an average number of how many shoots I do, and then that way, if I like go do, some fun shoots for a friend or whatever, like, but I'm giving the photos to them, because that's kind of how my career started, was just doing a lot of that kind of stuff. And that's how really my career grew. And this last year has been really slow, and because I'm not doing a lot of work, there's definitely a momentum thing in this business, and that like you have to be working to get work, and you stay on people's radar, and by putting out work that they see and they go, oh yeah, I know, Ben did that, I know that, okay, then it just kind of spirals up. So I need to be better about that, because in the last couple of years I've been kind of slacking on it, because I've just been doing real work. So and it's a good way to like network and make friends and stuff, so a lot of benefits, and keeps you sharp, lets you try new things, especially if it's like I'm like, you're not giving me any money, I'm gonna try some weird stuff, and they'll just like, cool, I don't care, whatever, I get some photos. So, and the weird photos are always the ones that turn out best anyway, because weird stuff is my favorite. That's my jam. So yeah, dish that. And I also want to get more into stock market trading more. And I've also been thinking about getting into like flipping. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, I'm sure you get the idea that if you find a big fancy business, you call it arbitrage. And so you feel like, arbitrage, I'm going to do some arbitrage. Basically flipping, arbitrage, garage selling, whatever you want to call it. You just go to garage sales, you buy things that are underpriced, and you sell them in other markets for more money. You just become a middleman, which I know it's kind of gross, but you can make a lot of money doing it without a lot of money invested. You just have to have the time and the knowledge to research what things are worth. And it helps if you have like your little niche, like things like coffee mugs can be worth a lot of money. Like Starbucks coffee mugs are collectible, and people will pay $20-$30 for them, and you buy them in a garage sale you could buy like 10 of them for like $1. Done, and they're right there, $200. So, that's, if I need, $100 a day to make like a good living, that's like $3,000 a month, give or take. But if you're making $100 a day, the garage sale like that, where you make $200 on the coffee mugs, then that's 2 days. So you think about that, like, okay, well, 2 days, and then, 1 day of work for me could be, anywhere from $300 to $800, depending on the work I'm doing and how involved it is and who the client is. And so it's like, okay, like, if I just work once a week, and statistically averaging it out, that's really all I need is 52 jobs, like 52 good paying jobs. So yeah, Dad. Also, and you know, making all these sweet YouTube dollars that I make. This channel is actually doing very good this month. It's a record high. I've made $17, so look out. So I'm gonna go get some Taco Bell with all that YouTube money. But it'd be cool if I could, like I said, it's my goal, I think, to be able to make a living putting people to sleep. And so if I could pay my rent one time with YouTube money, I'd be super stoked. And check that off. Professional YouTuber pays rent with YouTube. Take that, Mom and Dad. I don't think my parents know that I really do a lot of YouTube effort. They've never seen this channel or any of my other ones. I think I might have mentioned it before, but anyway. Wow, this video got to 20 minutes pretty quick, didn't it? See what I mean? You just start me up. I'm like a lawnmower. You just pull the chain and I get going. So, speaking of getting going, I have to get going because I have some editing to finish and I have to get up early in the morning and I still have to prep cameras and this camera needs to charge. So, thank you, as always, for watching and listening to me ramble. I hope I helped you relax, fall asleep, whatever. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.